The wind is a blade sharpened by the late Pleistocene ice. It cuts through hardened muscle, stealing warmth with a relentless, scouring fury. For the family, 3 adults and 2 young, the world has shrunk to this blinding sheet of driven snow. The man, broad and low-browed, shields his eyes with a calloused hand. His deep set gaze searching for any break in the white tyranny of the landscape. Beside him, the woman clutches the smallest child to her chest, a bundle of furs and fear, while their older son, a boy of perhaps 7 winters, huddles against her leg. A third adult, the man's younger brother, brings up the rear, his stone-stick spear a thin line of defiance against the storm's power. They are a small, fragile island of warmth and breath in an ocean of cold. Survival is not a thought. It is the only rhythm their bodies know. A dark opening appears in the limestone cliff face, a gaping mouth promising refuge. It is a primal invitation they cannot refuse. They scramble inside. The roar of the wind instantly muted to a low moan at the entrance. The sudden silence is as profound as the cold. They are out of the storm, but they have entered a different world. The air is thick, still, and heavy with the scent of damp earth, rot, and something animal, rank, and deeply unsettling. The floor is slick with moisture and littered with the debris of ages. These are the details of life a million years ago, a time before humans dominated every crevice of the planet. The man scrapes a hand against the wall, his fingers coming away with a greasy film. His brother raises the smoldering bundle of moss and fat soaked trees he has carefully shielded. In the flickering, weak light, the cave reveals its secrets. The walls are scored with colossal gouges, checks carved not by stone, but by claws as long as a man's hand. In a shallow alcove lies a jumble of bones, some splintered and gnawed, others bleached and ancient. A profound and instinctual dread begins to uncoil in their chests. This is not an empty shelter. This is a lair. The resilience of these early humans is tested not just by the elements, but by the other, older powers that command the land. The younger brother's eyes meet the man's. No sound is exchanged, but the understanding is absolute. They have made a grave mistake. It is the woman who breaks the silent terror. A sharp, guttural sound of panic. She has turned to soothe the youngest. But the small bundle of furs is no longer in her arms. In the desperate shuffle into the cave, in the first blessed moment of relief from the wind, the child, curious and silent as a shadow, has slipped away. Her eyes, wide with horror, dart into the oppressive darkness that swallows the torch's feeble light. A small shuffling sound echoes from deep within the cave, followed by a low, guttural rumble. It is a sound like stones grinding together in the belly of the earth. The sound of a sleeping god stirring in its tomb. They are not in a shelter. They are in the den of the great cave bear, Ursus Spelaeos, and their child has just walked into its heart. Panic is a fire that consumes thought, but it is a luxury they cannot afford. The man acts, his mind a shard of flint in the overwhelming darkness. He turns to his brother, the silent command passing between them in a single, hard glance. He pushes his heavy spear into his brother's hands. The meaning is clear. You Adamur. Guard the entrance. Protect the other boy. Do not follow. The brother's knuckles whiten on the shaft. He gives a slow, shallow nod, his face a mask of grim acceptance. He is now the anchor to the world of wind and snow, the only hope of an escape route if one is ever needed. This is the calculus of survival, an equation written in the bedrock of human evolution. The man and the woman turn towards the inner blackness. She takes the torch, its greasy flame casting a frantic, dancing light that makes the shadows leap and drift. He draws a heavy, leaf-shaped stone from his hide belt. It is one of his best Moose-Terrian tools, a hand-mined axe of dark grey flint. Its edges meticulously worked. Against the beast they heard. It is less than a child's toy, but its familiar weight in his palm is a small, solid piece of sanity. They move as one, a synchronized pair accustomed to the hunt. Only now they are the prey. stalking deeper into the predator's den. Every sound is an explosion. The grit of sand under their hide foot-minus wrappings. The drip of water from a stalactite that strikes the floor with the report of a breaking bone. The air grows thick, going with the beast's overpowering musk. They pass a streak of red on the wall, a vein of ochre bleeding from the stone, glowing like a fresh wound in the torchlight. For a moment, it feels like a sign, a mark of the Earth's own blood, a sacred warning from the deep past of hominid history. They press on, their breath held tight in their chests. The passage widens, opening into a vast central chamber. And there it is. The torchlight washes over a mountain of dark fur. It is a form so immense it seems to absorb the light, a living piece of the cave's own geology. The Ursus Spela Eos lies on its side, a creature of impossible scale. Its ribs, each as thick as a man's arm, rise and fall with a slow, sonorous rhythm, a sound that is felt in the bones more than heard. The man freezes, his hand minus axe a useless weight. The woman stifles a gasp, her knuckles white around the torch. To wake it would be to die. It is not an animal, it is a force of nature, a localized extinction event waiting to happen. Then, they see him, across the chamber, tucked into a small fissure just beyond the bear's massive head, is the child. He is not crying. He is simply sitting, a tiny, still figure, his wide eyes fixed on the slumbering behemoth. He seems mesmerized, caught in the thrill of a terrifying god. The woman's entire being strains towards him. A low, guttural noise, a sound of pure maternal anguish, escapes her throat before she can choke it back. The bear stirs, its great head shifts, and a deep, sleep-minus-drenched groan rumbles through the cavern. They are frozen in a tableau of absolute terror, lit by a single, trembling flame. The groan of the waking bear ceases. The immense head settles back into stillness. Time restarts. The man and woman exchange a look that transcends millennia of human ancestors, a silent pact of desperation and resolve. She is smaller, quieter. She will go, handing him the torch. She sheds her outer wrap of hide for silence. Her bare feet making no sound on the dusty floor. He holds the frame steady, his other hand gripping the flint axe. A useless talisman against a god of flesh and bone. He is the anchor now, the point of no return. She moves like smoke, a flowing shadow in the torchlight, placing each foot with a deliberation born from a lifetime of stalking prey. The air is electric, each particle vibrating with the potential for violence. She reaches the fissure, her hand closing gently over the child's mouth before he can make a sound. She scoops him up. His small body is rigid with fear, but he is silent. The first half of the impossible task is done. The retreat begins. Halfway across the chamber, a small stone, loosened by her passage, detaches from the wall. It clatters to the floor. A sound like a thunderclap in the tomb minus-like silence. The great bear's head snaps up. Two small, black eyes, ancient and pitiless, fix on them. A low, guttural growl builds from deep within its chest, the prelude to the avalanche. There is no escape, not together. In that frozen instant, the man's mind works with the cold precision of the Levaluvi's technique he uses to shape his tools. He sees it all. The single path to the entrance, the charging mass of the bear, the certainty of death for all of them. But his eyes dart to the side, catching a glimpse of another, narrower tunnel branching off near where he stands. A different path. A choice. This is the essence of primitive technology. Not just the tool in hand, but the mind that sees a solution where there is only death. He shoves the torch into the woman's hand. Go. The word is not spoken. It is a violent exhalation, a desperate command in their shared language of grunts and gestures. He points her towards the entrance, then beats his chest. His eyes lock with hers for a final, heart-minus-wrenching second. In them, she sees the entire story of their lives, the shared hunts, the birth of their children, the quiet moments by the fire. He is not just giving a command. He is transferring his life into hers. She hesitates for a fraction of a second, a rebellion of the heart against the logic of survival. But the cry of the child in her arms, the sight of her other son waiting with her brother -in-law at the mouth of the cave, makes the choice for them both. She turns and runs. The man does not wait. He snatches a heavy rock from the floor and hurls it deep into the branching tunnel. Then, he unleashes a roar from his own lungs, a defiant, human sound against the coming storm of claw and fury. The bear, its attention diverted, swings its colossal head towards the new noise. It rises to its full, terrifying height, and charges not towards the woman and child, but towards the source of the challenge. It charges towards the man. He disappears into the blackness of the second tunnel, the thunderous rage of the beast following him into the depths of the earth. The woman stumbles out into the raging blizzard, collapsing into the snow. The man's brother pulls her and the two children back from the edge, his face a canvas of confusion and horror. Behind them, from the mouth of the cave, comes one final, terrible sound, a roar of primal fury, cut short. Then, only the howl of the wind. They do not look back. They cannot. They are three figures now, turning their backs on the tomb that was a shelter, and walking back into the white, unforgiving world. She has the fire. She has the future. The price is the past, swallowed by the darkness. This single act of sacrifice, unrecorded, unwitnessed by history, is a foundational moment in the epic of ancient humans. The findings of anthropology and archaeology give us the bones and the tools, the cold facts of a forgotten world, but they cannot give us this. They cannot give us the silent look between two parents, the calculated choice to trade one life for the lineage. To understand these echoes, you must first press your ear to the stone of the past. Place your handprint here, beside ours, and bear witness. The instinct to protect one's own, to place the future of the group above the survival of the self, is not an invention of civilization. It is the very bedrock upon which it was built. It is the ghost in our machine, the echo of a roar in a long forgotten cave, reminding us that every human life is a legacy, paid for in advance. This is the chronicler. The first stories were not written in ink, but in blood, on the frozen earth. But what happens when the threat is not a beast in the dark, but the face in the reflection?